in the second half of the last two games. If they can bring that energy here to start off the game, they could start strong.
There you see head coach T.C. Taylor, contract extension announced this week, as he is the head coach of this Jackson State University Tiger football team, someone who's taken up golfing within the last year. As we are ready to go for this big SWAC game between these two teams, Jackson State University trying to go 5-0 in divisional play. Of course, they're on the east, Arkansas Pine Bluff in the west. Here's the opening kick, and it will come down to Arkansas Pine Bluff, and they'll take it out of the end zone. Out to the 10, 15, to the 20. Pine Bluff out to the 30, 35, and a big run to start the ball game off. And that is going to be Demaine Dawkins, the senior from District Heights, Maryland.
And we just talked about Jackson State wanting to start off strong. That's not how you want to start off on special teams, allowing them to get great field position for their first drive.
And, of course, quarterback Mekhi Higgins, how big is he going to be today?
He has to have a big day. Last week in the win over Mississippi Valley State, two passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns.
There you see the quarterback for Arkansas Pine Bluff, Mekhi Higgins, 6'3", 210, red shirt junior. Running back B.J. Curry will start the ball game. Ross is out. And it's first down and 10 for Arkansas Pine Bluff. McCon with the pass, and it's going to go out to Kevin English, the 6'5", redshirt sophomore, out past the 45-yard line to about the 49, and that's enough for a first down.
And they're starting to play with some pace here, already going no huddle to start off the game, but that's a good, easy completion to get your quarterback comfortable in this hostile road environment.
First down and 10 now for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And for the Golden Lions, they want to start early, keep that Jackson on the board. This is where we spoke about how important this particular drive was for Arkansas Pine Bluff's defense to see how they could handle that offensive front number one, because the Buffet Busters really did a great job in blocking.
Great job in blocking in the run game, establishing and getting to that second level, but also in the pass game. Jacobian Morgan didn't have any pressure on any of his passes there.
And so now for Jackson State, they get their first touchdown here in homecoming, 2024. And I talked to Coach T.C. Taylor, and, one of the things that he mentioned to me, and I was asking him about his homecoming experiences when he was a student, of course, started at quarterback at one point in time, then moved over to wide receiver. And, he said it was so important because for the players, you're going to remember the game if you won or you lost.
Yeah, you always remember your homecoming games because that's the ones that fans care about the most. Not just the students that are at the school now, but the alumni coming back. Those are the ones that you remember and hold on to dearest.
Jackson State now top 7-3. We've had a little scoring here in the first 5 minutes of this ball game. Comes down at about the 2-yard line. Pine Bluff not getting too much of a return on that play. And on the tackle for Jackson State, Weber. And it'll be first down for Jackson State University. Actually, they're going to give credit to the tackle, Justin Rogers. And not a big return on the play for Jackson State, or for Arkansas Pine Bluff. First down and 10 now. Pine Bluff will recover the football at the 31-yard line, avoiding a disaster.
That's a great play there, even though Arkansas Pine Bluff recovered it from KJ Chisholm, because he allowed the catch, but he didn't give up on the play. That's what you want to see, especially from a freshman out there at corner.
KJ Chisholm has been huge for this Jackson State University defense. A stoppage of play here. And they're going to review the previous play, trying to determine whether or not this is a catch, incomplete pass, fumble.
A lot for them to look at on the play. You got to see, one, who recovered the ball. Two, you have to see if he completed a catch, because it was a bang-bang play.
Well, of course, homecoming always brings fans back here to Jackson State University, and you see fans, of course, on campus. There were so many fans that were on campus. I was talking to a couple of people who were on campus this morning for the parade, and they said it was like an old school homecoming. Just, it was packed on campus, and I would love to see when fans come back, parades and concerts and all the other things going on.
And that always helps when your team is winning like Jackson State is. Bringing those fans, they want to see a winning program, and that inspires the alumni to come back and support.
And I'll tell you something else. Coaches all tell you, for the players, none of this is for them. And you play football. Everything about homecoming is for the alumni. Then if you win, it really feels good to be able to maybe go and have a little fun on Saturday night.
If you win, everyone's celebrating, especially when you tell them you're on your team. So they have to get job one done first and then worry about everything else that can come with it, especially with this Jackson team that has a lot of freshmen. They've never had a homecoming like this.
Yeah, and freshmen oftentimes, that's something that the older players talk to the freshmen about. And I know they have a student council on the football team. One of the things that they discuss with their freshmen is how to conduct themselves on the road. What is the Jackson State way? How to make sure that you're understanding what homecoming is all about. It's not for you. It's for the fans. It's for the alumni coming back. You get to enjoy it if you win the football game. But up until that point, you don't want the alumni to say, man, lost the game. Because did you do everything needed to do during that week in order to prepare, or were you out and you were trying to celebrate?
And the fans will see you out and about if you're not getting prepared for the game. So they will talk about it. They will say, yeah, they were out here with me for Friday night before the game. So you got to stay focused. You got to keep the main thing the main thing.
And I tell you what, if coaches find out that you were out on Friday, well, most of the time Friday night, coaches will take their players away from campus. And that's to make sure that, hey, we want to keep your mind on football, keep your mind on, like you said, the main thing. So they won't have the players on campus as much on Friday night. But throughout the week, you got to be careful and make sure that, hey, we catch you. That punishment going to be for real.
Exactly. And you got to remember that the reason there's a homecoming is because you have a homecoming game for the fans that watch you play. So if you're not focused on this game, then how are the fans going to focus on your six on the field?
Well, of course, they're still reviewing this play. And there's a couple of things they could be looking at here. Completion, turnover, a number of different things. And it looks like the official is done with the review. Let's hear what's going on. Well, the music was playing, so couldn't hear the official, but from the looks of it, it's like Bluff will have the ball, the 31-yard line. We had a chance to see Coach Alonzo Hampton, the Arkansas Pine Bluff football team, when they arrived here today. Coach Hampton coming in. It's all about business when you get off that bus.
And they were locked in. Hampton was motivated, especially if you checked out the SWAC coach's press conference. He was kind of mad that he was scheduled for homecoming. And he even said that they schedule you for homecoming for a reason. So you have to prove to them why they should do that again.
Maybe the 32-yard line.
Great effort there from Crew Thompson. After the long, lengthy review, coming out and establishing his presence in the backfield. And that's what they have to do, really establish that line of scrimmage and make sure that you come out and set that physical tone.
Third down and a little bit longer now. This is what coaches talk about. They don't like to see third down and long. Now you start, and that brings up fourth down.
And Gibson slipped at the start of his route there off the line of scrimmage. They had him matched up once again with the freshman, Chisholm, at number 17. He slipped at the start of his route. That threw off the timing there for Higgins.
Well, this is a big fourth down for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And it looks like that Pine Bluff may go for it here. Haken still with his hands on his shoulders, looking to the sideline. And now a timeout will be called.
That's 2 timeouts on this drive for Pine Bluff.
And offensive coordinator Tony, who's also the quarterback's coach, calls the troops over here. And they have a punt. We'll see in just a minute. But, Tony Hall, offensive coordinator, of course, he and Coach Hampton worked with each other at ULM. And after their time at ULM, Coach Hull spent the year at Grambling State University before coming to Arkansas Pine Bluff. And Coach Hampton, when he spoke about Coach Hull, he said, just a great guy, a chance to work with him, class guy, one of my best friends in this business. And for him to come over, really being in, as you can see, an offense that is extremely productive.
Yeah, this offense knows how to move the ball. They know how to dial up plays. Now it's just about getting things consistent for this offense. You saw on this drive, started off moving the ball at will. Things get a little bit more condensed as they get down. Now beginning to struggle.
For Coach Hampton, he knows about Jackson State University, not only, of course, here in the conference, but while he was at ULM, Jackson State, of course, played there. Coach Bowden was the coach at ULM, and then, of course, Coach Prime at Jackson State. They had a chance to come up there, and he said, look, State's got a great tradition. I had a chance to see them while I was an assistant coach at ULM, and now seeing them as a head coach, they are just dangerous. Fourth down, Pine Bluff. 3 with 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter play.
A great job there from that Jackson State coaching staff. This is key in on McCoy as the coach who runs the ball more effectively. And you want to do a read option. You keep Morgan in there, they're not going to expect the quarterback to keep on that situation. So that's a great strategy from them.
As a player, when you celebrated, homecoming when you were in school there, what was that like when you were just able to get out there and you knew for some of these, this is their final homecoming? And, sometimes it's a little bit more emotional because, this is the last time you'll be on the field for homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming is always emotional, especially for those seniors, because you always want to go out with the win. You never get another chance at another homecoming. Even for the players on this field who will go pro, they don't have homecomings at this next level, so this is their last chance to establish it.
Arkansas Pine Bluff will come back out and to get the offense going. Turn all over on downs during their last drop. And this kick goes into the end zone, and it's dropped and down in the end zone for a touchback. That's one of the things that if you're on special teams, you have to be so careful of because, you start dropping the ball, fumbling out of the end zone, you can really cost your team.
Yeah, special teams are one of the most important facets of the football game. You have to win special teams. Everyone focuses on offense and defense, but special teams can win or lose you a game.
You see the coaches are hype on the sideline for Jackson State. And, look, one of the things that they spoke about is making sure that you want to make sure that you make a statement here in this ball game. It doesn't matter what the other opponent is. You want to make sure you make a statement. Devancy Jones, of course, you just saw him, special teams coordinator. Here is the give to B.J. Curry, and really no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And ever since that first drive, they've been struggling to establish that run, and they haven't really got any push on this line of scrimmage.
And, one of the biggest things here, if you are Arkansas Pine Bluff, what did Coach Q say during the call? You have to be able to adjust.
They have to be able to adjust, and they have to be able to continue to be physical. That's what we're seeing here early on. One thing I'm noticing with Mulligan here, he is the type of running back that you love to coach. A guy who always forward. Play, even when Pine Bluff get backfield, Mulligan is still guard or getting tackled for no gain.
inside the 5-yard line. Flags all over. We just came about the Buffet Busters and from the play. Wavion Davis also he's at right tackle, 6'7", 350, and he's a freshman.
6'7", 350. That is someone, when you're down here in this red zone, that you like to run behind because you have that size and you have that power.
And after the 5-yard penalty, it'll be second and goal as Jackson State back on the board for another 6.
Morgan just making something happen with his legs. That's his second rushing touchdown of the day so far. 3 touchdowns so far, and it's 10 minutes left in this second quarter, excuse me.
This crowd continues to build. The home side all the way around into the bowl is really filled. If you want to get into this game, you're going to have to sit probably towards the top, because there are a lot of people here at Jackson State. And now they will review the touchdown.
Yeah, when I saw it, it looked like Morgan might have been down before the ball crossed the plane. So now they'll take a look at this and see if he was able to extend that ball, because it looked like it was close. Pine Bluff may get away with keeping this score a little bit less from this Jackson State team that wanted to start fast.
And they will review this play to see exactly what has happened. And it just depends on where his knee hit. Did his knee hit before the ball crossed the plane is what they're going to be looking at. Now you see the crowd here that continues to build here in Jackson, Mississippi.
And it looks like, looking at this huddle for Jackson State, they do have a lot of the offensive players down there, so they may be thinking that he didn't get in and going for it here. That's kind of what Coach Taylor was talking about when he said we have to set the tone. 1 yard to score, to go up again with their third touchdown of the day. You have to go for it here if they do take this touchdown off the board.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Is that lady sleep in the crowd? Wait a minute. How you sleep at homecoming?
Sometimes the hot sun can get to you.
Well, now that is true. It'll take the life right out of you. And it's a little warmer in the stands than it is up here. You know, luckily we're covered. We're outdoors, but it's covered. So we've got shade here. And there you see Coach Alonzo Hampton, who is awaiting this call to see if it was a touchdown or not. He said that last week was their first homecoming win since 2019. And then they beat Lane College. So, man, to be able to get a homecoming win and being able to get one against Mississippi Valley, a team that they traditionally have battled, which is they're pretty close to each other. It's big for the program, and they continue to learn how to win. And he is extremely fiery as well. He said that he's the fiery one. Coach Hall is the one that's a little bit more mellow, and they need that difference in order to balance things out.
Yep, and the ref, we didn't hear it.
So it was not a touchdown. So this will be 4th down and goal. Take the touchdown off the board. The ball is down in 21-3 is our score as we take it to break here in Jackson. Tigers celebrating back here in Jackson, Mississippi, where the Jackson State University Tigers now take a 21-3 lead here in the second quarter. And boy, you look at those numbers, it really, you can tell there's a huge difference here. Rushing 77-19 in favor of Jackson State, 92-58, 169-77.
And it's really that rushing yardage that tells the story of this game so far, because that is talking about the line of scrimmage here. Jackson State on offense is moving the ball. That offensive line is attacking the second level. Meanwhile, their defensive line is making plays in the backfield, and recently they've started to rush the passer.
Pine Bluff will get the kick once again, and if you are the Golden Lions, you've got to start scoring. This is a short kick, and it will come down at about the 20-yard line. Fair catch. Call him down at the 20. Official is still moving up to about the 5-yard line, the head linesman, so first down there. Halftime, of course, we'll see both bands, the Sonic Boom of the South and the Pine Bluff Golden Line Marching Band, and to entertain the crowd, and you'll get a chance to see a little bit of that at home. Our Pepsi halftime show coming up with these two bands. And you can see the fans in a lot of anticipation for this halftime. It'll be a little bit extended, of course, because of homecoming. And back to live action, first down for Arkansas Pine Bluff. And right there, defending Dawkins is Day Bryce, the 5'11 senior from Lancaster, California.
Now Pine Bluff is facing a second and long here. They have to get some yardage here to slow down this Jackson State pass rush in case it's third down.
Higgins will hand the ball off. And not a lot of room for B.J. Curry.
And keep in mind, Curry is playing because O'Shawn Ross is out for Pine Bluff.
B.J. Curry, 6'3" attempts, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns this season. And we spoke about O'Shawn Ross, 4 touchdowns this season for Arkansas Pine Bluff. It looks like it's been recovered by Jackson State.
And did he catch that interception? I don't know. You know, they always talk about, is it a catch offensively? And now we got to talk about, is that a catch defensively? Because it looked like he hit it in his hand and it just bounced right off his gloves.
Bertillion comes up with the recovery. And there's whistles now. See who called this timeout. Just waiting to see if this was a timeout called by Jackson State, or if this is an official's timeout that's going to happen. No call just as of yet that I've seen. Well, it doesn't look like it was a timeout charge to Jackson State. It looked like it was more of an official's timeout. And now Jackson State will come back onto the field.
Yeah, maybe they were taking a second look at that interception fumble combination.
Now I get it. So because that was an interception, then a fumble, it's first down and goal again at the 10-yard line for Jackson State. So now they get the ball back after Pine Bluff fumble, give it back to Jackson State, and it's first down again.
Now as a defense, you thought you got off the field, you got to get back and recompose yourself and really try to get one more stop.
And again, teams sharing pleasantries right there. The officials will have to call a penalty on that. While the officials kind of sort this out right here, again, coming up, Pepsi halftime show. You'll see both the Sonic Boom and the Pine Bluff Marching Band. Part of the Pepsi halftime show. We'll also have scores from around the conference, stats from the first half as well. There you see members of the Sonic Boom of the South. And it's always a great, look, these kids work a lot of hours for a halftime show. And, I've been on a couple different campuses where you see kids that are really working, getting ready for their halftime, and this team has had a long day because the band has also participated in the parade today that they had earlier on campus. Now they're here for the football game. So there's a lot that you do in the band, especially at an HBCU.
Yeah, you have to be able to have that stamina just as much as these football players, because the football players are out here in this hot sun. You're holding an instrument in this hot sun and being able to march around and do stuff like that. So a lot of work you have to put in.
Coach T.C. Taylor getting after his offense about keeping their composure. You see getting a little bit of an earful was the offense. Somebody's been ejected from the ball game. Well, there has been a player ejected from the ball game from Jackson State, it looks like. And the referee comes over to talk to head coach T.C. Taylor. And that's what we're waiting on right now is the referee. Boy, that's one unfortunate you get kicked out of your homecoming game.
Second down for the Tigers.
But with the Jackson State team like this, where they emphasize recruiting, it's going to have to be next man up here.
Momentary stoppage of play here. Make sure we're playing 11 on 11. And now we're under a minute left in this first half of play. Return Anthony Petty, the defensive back from Wiggs, Mississippi. And that's how the first half will end. There is a flag on the play right around the midfield stripe. And we're going to check and see what that penalty is. The official will talk here.
I would imagine that's a penalty on the return there. Looks like from Coach Taylor's expression on that sideline that...
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be on return. So a little bit more of a conference here by the officials to determine what that penalty will mean. And if it's just the end of the first half on that penalty.
And it looks like Jackson State on that sideline is getting its kickers ready.
That's going to go against Arkansas Pine Bluff. And so that means 15 yards from the end of the run for Jackson State.
And that means they are now going to be in field goal range. A great return on that interception. Tackled just short of the 40-yard line. So 15 yards plus that gives them just in front of the 25-yard line. So that is right where they were kicking the ball from in pregame. And I did see them make some kicks from that hash.
Well, and you just said, Pine Bluff, they could move the football. The only thing you don't want is an interception. Interception, return, and a penalty. And now you got a shot at a field goal here. Talk about momentum swings, going from driving to now getting 3 scored on you at the end of the half. From 45.
This is where they were lining up in pregame, so let's see if they can capitalize here.
Beza, who was special teams player, and Jackson State scores 10 to end the half. 31-3 going into the halftime locker room. Wow. What an ending here in the first half between Jackson State and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Several presentations down on the football field. The Arkansas Pine Bluff band is getting ready to come on the field. As a matter of fact, they are the marching musical machine of the Mid-South. Say that 3 times extremely fast. But I tell you what, there's been a lot of great presentations, class of 1974, a couple other things, scholarships and all that kind of stuff to the Developmental Foundation, over $175,000 in donations. And so now it's time to get a little bit of entertainment from the UAPB Marching Band, the marching musical machine of the Mid-South from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, here on our Pepsi Halftime Show. Halftime 31-3, Jackson State University on top of Arkansas Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. It's our Pepsi halftime show, and it's our next band. It's the Sonic Boom of the South from Jackson State University here at Homecoming 2024.
Michael Jackson. Find your six-pack apparatus at your field. The Sonic Boom. Arranged and conducted by Mr. Kevin Johnson.
Halftime here in Jackson. The Sonic Boom of the South taking us there here at Homecoming 2024. 31-3 is our
Spend hundreds of dollars to go see.
That's right, and that's one of the things that you love about these HBCU homecomings is that you do see a lot of artists. Ricky Dillard was up at Grambling, and a great concert there. And saw great concerts over at Southern. Their homecoming a couple of weeks ago. Florida A&M just had their homecoming. I believe their homecoming was this week, as a matter of fact. Bethune's was last week, so lots of festivities going on all these campuses. Just about ready to kick it off in Jackson State University after scoring 10 straight points to end this first half. They get the ball back to start the third quarter.
Well, really 31 straight points after Arkansas Pine Bluff scored that opening 3 points. So they're on a roll here. But we have to watch this third quarter for Jackson State because they haven't allowed any points in the third quarter in any of their last 3 games.
And they'll get the ball out to about the 37, 36-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Offense will come out onto the field for Jackson State. Defense for Arkansas Pine Bluff. Lots of hard hitting going on down there, son.
And adding on to that earlier point about Jackson State's third quarter dominance, remember, they are outscoring teams by 35-0 in the second half of their last two games. So third quarter, they haven't allowed a point. Second half, last two games, they haven't allowed a point.
First,
that's a great job of Hagens to keep his eyes downfield. And very smart of him to make sure he pitched that ball forward, too, because if it would have gone backwards, it would have been a lateral.
The pass was completed out to Roan. First down, Arkansas Pine Bluff. Hagens in trouble, and that time he got nailed.
How do you stop the quarterback run? Bring some pressure.
And they knew Hagens may try to roll out one way, and they had that covered. Just a great job, and especially they did not over-pursue on that play.
Yeah, just coming unblocked off the edge there.
Hagens back to pass. Incomplete. Oh, man, and the intended receiver was nailed as well, B.J. Curry. Hagens looking, will go downfield way off the mark. He was trying to hit Gibson downfield, thought he was going to keep going down the sideline and just kind of mistimed that one.
Yeah, now they have to come out and punt. After that sack knocked him out of any range to maybe go for a field goal or even go for it for fourth down.
Yeah, 4th and 20, they'll punt the ball here. Good side of this, if you can get a good punt, you pin Jackson State back for your defense. This kick goes into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and Jackson State will get the ball back. There you see Hagens, who's had a pretty good day. 14 of 29, 129 yards, one interception. Of course, the number that he really wanted to do better with is the score right now. Jackson State has just done an incredible job of keeping them off the scoreboard after that field goal that they had early on in the ball game. 2 possessions. One they were able to score on, weren't able to get an end zone. The other one, a turnover on downs. Since that, it's been tough.
Yeah, just throwing different looks at Hagens and making him have to really think and just evaluate things after the snap. And it's not what he seems before snaps. So now Hagens is just...
You got to be able to stop it.
And they can just continue to rotate and continue to rotate. And it looks like when Mulligan was just on the sidelines getting his ankles taped, that was just more of a precautionary thing, if anything, because he doesn't look like he's missed a beat.
Still quite a few fans here at the stadium watching the Tigers and Lions. That'll do it for the end of the third quarter. Jackson State headed to quarter number 4. Up big on Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's SWAC football presented by Pepsi on ESPN. It's been a dominating performance so far by Jackson State University, and as we start the fourth quarter of play, Jackson State continues to have the football, and there the Jackson State University kids who are a part of the Spirit Squad here. Always great to see the kids enjoy themselves. And I think, Jackson does a lot in order to involve kids, especially with the mascot. It really is great to see that.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you can get the kids involved, get the community involved, because at that point now you are establishing traditions with these younger kids and encouraging them to come attend Jackson State.
Absolutely. False start on Arkansas Pine Bluff, or I should say on Jackson, it looks like. And remember, both teams are operating without headsets to communicate with the booth because Arkansas Pine Bluff's headsets went down at halftime. So neither team has headsets. We look at 38-3 right now.
Yeah, no headsets. It kind of takes us back to the old days.
Big run on second down. Herb Mulligan gets to about the 32. It'll be third down. It'll shoot second and 8, rather.